Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Dilly's Do-It-Yourself Tutorials. Over the past several weeks we've been working a lot with fractions. We've learned how to simplify fractions, estimate fractions, add, subtract fractions, and today we're going to learn how to turn a fraction into a decimal. There's a couple different ways you can do this, and we're going to explore both of those ways. So let's get started. Let's start by taking a look at these commonly used fractions. I'm putting this up here because these are the ones that you will need to memorize. I would like you to stop the video at this point and take a screenshot of this so that you will have it on your camera roll and you can use it to study. Now that you've done that, let's take a look at some of the ones that you should be really familiar with already. And you use them all the time. For example, the ones that I have highlighted here are ones that you have used quite a bit already. The 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, and 1/2. These are all fractions that have a denominator that is a factor of 100, which you need to get 100% of something. I'm going to show you how you can use this to easily turn a fraction into a decimal. For the ones that do not have a factor of 100 as their denominator, I'll also be showing you how you can divide these fractions to get decimals. So let's get started. Now I'm going to show you how to create a decimal out of a fraction when the decimal's denominator is a factor of 100. So the first thing you do is create an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. So you say to yourself, 4 times what equals 100? And in this case it would be 25. And up here, then, you just multiply by 25, and that would be 25. Once you have your new fraction out of 100, all you have to do is take your numerator and put a decimal in front of it. 0.25. And that will be your answer. Let's take a look at another one, like 1/2. Now we're going to create an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. We're choosing 100 because that's going to equal the 1/2, like the 1 dollar that we talked about. Now 2 times 50 equals 100, so 1 times 50 equals 50. Now all we have to do, because it's out of 100, is take the numerator off, put a decimal in front of it, and that is our final answer. Let's try another one. Remember, this works because our denominator is a factor of 100. So let's try one like 3/10. Okay, 3/10, we set it up, new denominator is always going to be 100. 10 times 10 equals 100. So 3 times 10 equals, that's right, 30. All I have to do now is take my 30 off the top, put a point in front of it, and there is my decimal. 0.30. Now, technically, this one could be written as 0.5, and this one could be written as 0.3. The next fraction we're going to look at is 1/3. Now, what happens when the denominator is not a factor of 100? Well, that's the case here, because 3 is not a factor of 100, so we cannot use that method that I just showed you. Instead, we have to set it up as a division problem. So we need to put the 3 on the outside and the 1 on the inside. And then we're going to add a decimal and at least 2 zeros. We may add more as we go. Our next step is to move our decimal straight up into our answer. So we're just going to put the decimal straight up, and then we're going to forget about it. We don't have to worry about it anymore. We can just look at the problem as if it isn't even there. Pretend like you're dividing 3 into 100. So now let's go ahead and start. 3 doesn't go into 1, so let's divide 3 into 10. That goes in 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, and you get 1. Bring down your 0, and you're dividing 3 into 10 again. That goes 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, you get 1. You can add a 0, drop it down. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9 again. Subtract. Now, because you're adding zeros to the right of the decimal, you can keep adding as many as you want and dropping them down. You could add zeros forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But I am noticing a pattern developing here as I'm adding these zeros. And I'm noticing that there's just going to keep being 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 across the top. Well, you don't have to keep going if you're seeing that the pattern is not changing. What you can do is write your answer as 0.3, and then there's something called a repeat bar. And that repeat bar goes right over top of the number or set of numbers that repeat. And in this case, it's just the 3 that is repeating, so you can just write it one time and draw a bar over the top. Let's look at another example. Let's use 3/8. Again, I look at the 8. The first thing you should do is ask yourself, can I use the quick method, create an equivalent fraction out of 100? Well, 8 is not a factor of 100, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to set up a division problem. I'm going to put my 8 on the outside and my 3 on the inside. And then I'm going to add my decimal and at least start off with 2 zeros. I may add more. Next, I'm going to put my decimal straight up and forget about it. Now, I can go ahead and divide like normal, almost as if I'm dividing 8 into 300. So here we go. 8 doesn't go into 3. 8 will go into 30 3 times. So that would be 3, and then 8 times 3 is 24. And if you subtract, you'll get 6. Bring down, and you get 60. Divide 8 into 60. It goes 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract. You get 4. We can go ahead and add one more 0 because I happen to know that if I do that and drop that one down, it'll go in evenly because 8 goes into 40 exactly 5 times. And 5 times 8 is 40. And I will get a 0. So I can stop there. And my final answer will be 0.375. So 3/8 equals 0.375. This slide is just showing you how the 3/4 works through the division method as well. The division method is great to always fall back on because it works for all of them. Using the factors of 100 method does not work all the time, although it is a quick and easy way to do it. And it would work with this problem. But I just wanted to show you that the division method works all the time. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Please feel free to rewind it, come back and look at it again if you need to. And don't forget, give it some love. Thanks for watching. Bye. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Please feel Hello everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Dilly's Do-It-Yourself Tutorials. Over the past several weeks we've been working free to rewind it, watch it over again, and I appreciate your time. Come back again. Oh my God. Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Dilly's Do-It-Yourself Tutorials. We've been working over the